Equivalent fractions, looking at fraction families. We have learned about representing fractions using words, symbols, pictures, and on a number line. Now we will look at equivalent fractions in fraction families. Here we have a piece of paper. We have folded it in half and then half again to make quarters. We can frame this much to show 1/2 of the paper. Half is one of 2 equal parts. We can also frame this much to show 1/4 of the paper. 1/4 is one of 4 equal parts. Now let's explore some equivalent fractions. Equivalent fractions means fractions that look different but are the same value. We can see that 2/4 is the same as 1/2. So in symbols, 1/2 equals 2/4. They are equivalent fractions. Let's look now if we fold the paper again. Here we can see 8 equal parts to make the whole. We can frame our half. Half is still one of 2 equal parts of the whole. We can frame our quarter, which is one of 4 equal parts. And we can frame our 1/8, which is one of 8 equal parts. Now let's explore some equivalent fractions. Here we can see 2/8 is the same as 1/4. So in symbols, 1/4 equals 2/8. Now let's look at how many 8s are the same as 1/2. You can see 4 8s are the same as 1/2. So in symbols, 1/2 equals 4 8s. Let's look at another fraction family. Fraction families are when they go together nicely. Here we have a piece of paper folded into 6 equal parts. We can see again, show our half as one of 2 equal parts, and we can show 1/3 as this is one of 3 equal parts. Can you see the 3/3 to make up the whole? We can also show 1/6 as one of 6 equal parts. Now let's explore some equivalent fractions with 1/6 and half. We can see that 3/6 fit into our half. So 1/2 equals 3/6. They are equivalent fractions. Let's now look at 1/6 and our 1/3. We can see 2/6 are the same as 1/3. So 1/3 equals 2/6. What about bigger fraction families? Here we have a piece of paper folded into 100 equal parts. There are lots of fractions in this family. We can show how big 1/100th is, and then we can also see that we can make 10 of this size piece, so it is 1/10 of the paper. But how many hundredths are equal to 1/10? Let's look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 hundredths is the same as 1/10. You can see drawing it on the diagram, it's easier to see equivalent fractions. Let's look at real problems with equivalent fractions. Our dog eats a whole cup of dog food over 4 meals. So we can see the 4/4 will make up the whole cup. After 1 day, my dog has eaten 1/4 of a cup. After 2 days, my dog has eaten 2/4 of a cup. So at the end of day 2, we could say 2/4 of a cup have been eaten. Or we could say 1/2 of a cup. So 2/4 is the same as 1/2. Exploring equivalent fractions is important for understanding the value of fractions and how they relate to each other. We need to be able to understand equivalent fractions to do maths with them.